John Tanner was under the gun a little bit over some quotes he had in a book. And he talked about,
look at this.
Forget the book.
Yeah.
We may be rewriting a chapter here. It's been a team series so far, but this one may be, this game may be changing from the previous two.
Oh, look at that.
Hoffman is on top. Abu, I'm not sure. It may be Chitteroni, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you got to believe, Ralphie, also that because the Wolves are down 2-0 in this series, they've got to try virtually everything tonight.
Well, they do, but I don't think they wanted to get themselves in this kind of position that the fans are now into it. We'll be back 56 seconds into the first period. Sudbury and Oshawa.
Here's Pearson wide open with Lindros 2-on-1. Pearson shoots, he scores!
Watch this. Watch the stick work by Tanner. One. Well, that is only one. Here we go again. He lets him have it a couple of more times. Being aggressive is one thing, but that's borderline criminal.
And the Wolves get one man back. They'll be shorthanded 37 seconds, and here goes Lindros. Burst of speed. Tanner is down, and he has the puck.
Well, Jimmy, what do we have? 2 shots there, the whole power play?
Actually, that last rush by Lindros, in which he really never got a shot off, was the only shot, Jimmy. They had 2. They scored in the first one when Pearson scored. And you'll see here, I guess if, well, he counted it as a shot on goal. I don't know if I agree entirely, but did not have a shot on goal before that play.
And Tanner trying to engage Big Eric in some sort of a verbal battle down there.
Along the boards, Craigwell looks for an open man. It goes back to Davis. Dealt off left side. Lewick moving in. And the shot is taken. A chance for Pearson. Scores!
Let's go!
Rob Pearson, a first rounder of the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1989. And he has been ringing up goals at a near record rate. Along the far boards.
And I realize 2 things. Number one, goalies are fair game when they roam out behind their net. But on the other hand, Tanner takes 2 penalties for trying to clear some traffic in front. Now Borden watches Tanner get run over behind the net, and there's no call.
Welcome back to Oshawa. Let's take a look here and see how hard Tanner is hitting. I got to remind you guys that in the NHL, this is a penalty because they like to protect the goalies like the NFL protects the quarterback.
And his team is down by 2 goals and squandered what could have been a power play.
Look, a shot on goal.
Scores! Glenn Murray right through the 5-hole. Back comes Sudbury again, and it's Murray that'll show the way. Dropping it back at the line. Matthews moving in. Side of the net, they score! Murray has tied it. Young tips it intended for Still, and it ends up being offside.
Oh. Now O'Hagan taking offense to the Sudbury player.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of this tonight. See Jason Young out there. It's our first look at him because he's back from the suspension. Expected to go very highly in the first round.
Now look, we've got Adam Bennett and Scott Lewick. Lewick ends up on top on this one.
Well, I guess this pretty well had to happen, Ralph.
Whoa.
WWF. Had to blow off some frustration on both sides.
The Oshawa Generals tied it. It is now 8-6. Sudbury has come back as we... Oh, yeah, I could see somebody taking offense to that.
Yeah.
Elbows Davis.
Oh. And O'Hagan, a little uncalled for. It'll be interesting to see if he takes something extra. Came in pretty high with his stick.
Alistair Still.
That really starts it all. Freeze at the second one.
Look out.
And here we go. Everybody's into it that's on the ice. We keep waiting to see a rugby ball come out of there somewhere.
Well, I don't think there's any question that the referee, Darryl Borden, has to lay down the law, maybe kick a player or 2 out of the game. This is starting to unravel.
They're They're slowly but surely clearing this up, and big Mark Teasley and John O'Donnell are right in the middle of it. We are tied at 2 in the opening period of this game from the Oshawa Civic Auditorium. Away comes number 9, Jamie Matthews, to the wing, and a shot by Young is wide. Coming down is O'Donnell. Loose puck in front of the net. Tipped net, backhand, scores! A natural hat trick for Glenn Murray. And Jason Young for Sudbury coming out to the neutral zone. Young had it knocked off his stick, and then Lindros stepped into him for good measure. Barry Young feeding Matthews. Gains the zone. Matthews tees it up. He scores! And Stoss will move it out. And here's Kovacs. 2-on-1 with Chitteroni. Takes the pass. Scores! Rolled down on Fountain, and he's going to hold on. And here we go. There has not been much of this in the second period at all. It seemed as if they got it out of their system. And then with Sudbury holding on to the lead, Oshawa wanted to concentrate on getting back on even terms, but Sudbury added 2 more. And things have been quiet. Only 1 minor penalty in this period, but I think we're in for a few more here.
Well, to the credit of the Sudbury defensemen, Adam Bennett and Sean O'Donnell, they are staying back at the top of the face-off circle to the right of Mike Fountain, the Oshawa Generals goaltender. You can see them here, and that means regardless as to what happens, the face-off should be inside the face-off circle.
Here they come now.
Outside the line. Well, so much for that theory, boys. It went on just a little too long. We've got to realize it's 5-on-3 inside the top of the circle. So I think Bennett and O'Donnell finally said, wait a minute, we got a numbers problem here. We better get involved. So
well, they figure if the officials can't get it broken up in the first 30 seconds or whatever, then it's time to at least give their teammates some moral support, even if nothing more comes out of this than some yapping and a little pushing, especially seeing as it resulted in the break, but whistle went before that. Bartley tees it up. They score! 6-2 Sudbury with 1:45 left in the second period, and now Sudbury is shorthanded. Rivers teeing it up from the blue line, and he scores!
He's got a smile for somebody in the Generals.
Oh, he does like to get involved, though, doesn't he, Ralph?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Rivers cleared it in front of his net. Hollis works against Young along the boards. Deasley's in there as well, and Hollis looks to center. Deasley picking it up, and he couldn't steer it in. We have a down Sudbury player. Not sure who that is. Might be Bob Berg. We will see what happened here.
So Hagen on Young, it looks like.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for the shave. Oh. Well, the referee's got to clamp down on this stuff.
Well, you want to know why I think this game could get a little bit ugly as we go on? Just take a look at this. Cheap shot of the night.
Oh, jeez.
And you look where the stick went up under the visor.
Yeah, there's no mistake about that, is there?
I'll tell you, I can't get over that. That makes me sick. I don't care what league it's in. That is a cheap shot. If you think you're a big tough guy because you can be 1.5 foot behind somebody, take the end of your stick and spear them under the shield. If that's tough, good luck in the National Hockey League, pal. You're going to last about 2 minutes.
Ralphie, you've got to stop beating around the bush and start saying what you think.
Well, let's
pretty
put it
serious
this way.
stuff, though.
It is.
There's somebody that's probably lying on a medical table right now.
I guess
may agree with me.
I guess the ironic part about it is that it is Jason Young, who was suspended for 29 games for his part of an action that resulted in a broken neck. Moving it in 2-on-1. Matthews over the line with Murray. Here's Matthews. Scores! Barry Young picks it off in front of the net as the Wolves will get ready to celebrate their first victory of the postseason, and it may not be quietly as Yo and McPherson will take off their hats and go at it. 1 second left on the clock. as these two will settle what score they shouldn't have to settle, seeing as they've hardly seen ice time tonight. We'll take a break from Oshawa. 8-2 Sudbury in the lead.
End of the round.
Sudbury Wolves are right back in this series after a convincing 8-2 win over the Oshawa Generals.